Hey yo, y ahí preto, hermano, black men, what's happening? Now, I think this has to be at least the third, maybe even fourth time I'm showing you guys Instagram thread discussion. I think I might call these videos Instagram discussions, Instagram thread confessions. I think that's better because in these discussions that people are having in the comment section, it's almost like they're confessing to certain things that people aren't putting on the actual Instagram platform, right? So what you see on the screen is one of them talking about, and I guess she's a lesbian, but she's talking about meeting women offline is so risky. They're usually 20 to 30 pounds heavier than their initial photos. Oh my goodness. Black men have been talking about this for the longest, bro. Listen, again, me being Gen Z, I knew this from the jump, dude. Back in high school, again, if you guys are around my age, if you went to high school between, I'm going to say 2011 all the way up to about 2019, I was in high school in the mid 2010s, 2013 to 2017. So, I mean, I was on Instagram pretty much at the beginning and during that early rise, you know what I'm saying? So back then, again, this is back when if you wanted to talk to a girl on Instagram, there was no DMs. You had to leave a comment underneath her picture. There was no Instagram threads. There was no what they have now. The Instagram the live streams. You know, you can do the video call in the DMs. Like that stuff wasn't around back then. Back then, it was Kick. Back then, it was Snapchat. You feel me? So you went from Instagram to Kick, or you went from Instagram to Snap. Then maybe you had the phone number if you guys were kind of locked in because you didn't really need to go past Kick or Snapchat if you guys weren't locked in. Now, if you guys remember from back then, listen, the catfishing, it started from back then, bro. I would never forget. I had a yeah, what class was that? It was like some kind of computer class I had. And there was a guy who was sitting in the same group as me, right? And I was talking to a shorty from a different school around the way. And I mentioned shorty to, one of the guys in the group. And he said, yo, listen, he said, son, who you said who? He said, you talking about like, he kind of described her. And he mentioned that she was big. Now, back then, right, like I said, on Instagram, like 2013, 2014, 2015, yeah, man, girls were going crazy with the filters. They were going crazy with those edits on the picture, the photoshops and all that kind of stuff. And, this is around the time I'm noticing like the big girls, they're kind of like deceiving guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, so back then, right? You would see girls take pictures from either the neck up, right? But you can't see her collarbone, right? You can't see the sausage fingers. You can barely see her face. It's like a straight headshot. Or again, if they took full body pics, it would be from like the side, or it would be like really far away. She'll wear really dark clothing. I'm like, yo, what's going on, son? Like, and the dude from my group, he told me, he said, bro, she a big girl. I'm like, yo, son, what you talking about? She a big girl. I'm like, yo, my nigga, I don't mess with big girls. Granted, I've been skinny my whole life. I don't know what it feels like to be big. So me with the big girl, I've mentioned it in plenty of videos. If you're a skinny guy and you're with a big woman, people can look right at that and they know you're desperate because you're the one who's perceived as a higher value than the bigger woman. You feel me? Like bigger women are looked down upon. You feel me? I know in America they try to push the whole body positivity. They tried to make Lizzo seem like she was like some bad John or something like that. And guess what? Even she went and lost weight. I don't know if she paid for lipo or what, but she went and lost weight somehow, some way. Because guess what? Being big is not healthy. There is nothing attractive about a woman being big, having extra fat underneath her arms, having triple stomachs. You feel me? She got more ass in the front than she has in the back. Fupa so damn. No, come on, son, come on. So, in the next comment, and listen, hold on, it's gonna get good. Hold on. Next comment, she said, "As a thickums, thickums. Oh my goodness. As it thickums, I'm already aware of people's body expectations. I always make sure to update my pictures because I don't have time to experience fat phobia in a romantic setting. I'm cool off that ish." You know what's crazy, right? I also told a story. Listen, this is how you know. Listen, this is how you know I'm a real person, dude. Like, I'm a real person, dude. I'll never forget. I'll never forget. I made a video. I was talking about it. I mean, the video wasn't about what I'm about to say, but I mentioned it in one of the videos, right? I was on Tinder like last year. And first of all, again, I don't see how people can still get catfished in 2025. Again, 2013, yeah, I got catfished. 2015, yeah, I got catfished. 2000, what, 18, 19, yeah, I got catfished. After like 2019, I think my last time where I was like truly catfished was like 2019. You know what I'm saying? 2020, 2021. Yo, you couldn't really fool guys no more by that point. At least guys my age. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some older guys who wasn't really used to the internet. But by that point, guys are already pretty aware of, you know, what these joints. Oh, that made me think about this one shorty. Hold on. All right, so I'll get to it. Yeah, so I met this one shorty last year on Tinder, and I got those two stories. I met this one shorty on Tinder last year, and I matched with her. I'm not sure when I even matched with her. I kind of woke up in the middle of the night one time. It was like 3 a.m. I see that I matched with her, and she said, "Hey, right." The big joints always hit you up first on the dating apps, right? And she said, "Hey." I hit her back. I'm looking at her pictures. I'm like, "Damn, yo, she kind of big." You feel me? And then she got straight to it. Like, yo, she was trying to invite me to the crib, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, "Yo, really? Like, you that ready?" You feel me? Like, you ready like that? She's trying to invite me to the crib in the first couple messages. And I'm like, all right, well, listen, let me FaceTime her first. Because, again, that's what you have to do to verify. A lot of dudes, you don't be thinking, you think with the little head, not the big one. So you'll just pull up, you know, probably get robbed, get set up. Or, I mean, even if it's a green light, yo, you went through and bust on something big. Something that you wouldn't want to be seen out in public with. A 3 a.m., you know, Jamie Foxx booty call. You know what I'm saying? Like, nasty work. Right? So I get on FaceTime with the John. And it's funny because off the rip, already showing the bigness, right? I guess she's going inside of her apartment. And I guess maybe she had like a night out on the town or something. Maybe she was hungry at late night or something. I don't know. But she was coming back to her apartment with a box of chicken wings. And as she's walking towards the door, I'm watching her on FaceTime like, listen, vacuum cleaner. Vacuum cleaner, bro. Scarfing down that chicken wing. I said, damn. You feel me? And she go in the apartment. She sit down, and yo, she is tearing up those wings. Mind you, we on FaceTime now, so I can see her from certain angles. But see, these big joints, they're smart, dude. It's like they're always aware of where the camera is pointing at, because they're not gonna let the camera point anywhere, you know, below the neck. You feel me? They're really particular about that. And again, on the dating apps, what you guys don't realize is, I mean, yeah, people catfish. People are posting pictures from like 2020, 2019, 2021. Oh, and that brings me to my next story, but let me finish up about the big girl. Anyways, I mean, I never linked up with the big girl again, and once I saw how big she was, like, well, I was able to verify how big she was on FaceTime, because she was just as big as the pictures, but on FaceTime, I'm like, nah, son, I'm good, I'm good. And after watching you scarf down that 12-piece chicken wing like a vacuum cleaner, I'm like, I'm definitely not pulling up. I remember she even said to me, she said, I don't think you're gonna get up and come. I'm like, yo, hell no, I'm not coming, son. You feel me? Hell no, I'm not coming. Right. And it was this other shorty who I remember seeing on Tinder back in the day. I'm saying back in the day like it was a long time ago. This is like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And at the time, right, she had her Instagram in her bio. And when you go to her Instagram, she doesn't really have too many updated pictures. Now she had maybe like one or two, and she was so much bigger. See, this is one thing about dating apps that really threw them off for me, especially in the last 4 to 5 years, because for whatever reason, during the pandemic, I mean, women as a whole, but them, they gained so much weight, black men. Damn. Out of all groups, they gained so much weight. Listen, I was still in university at the time, so I'm watching it with my own eyes. Yo, these shorties are gaining so much weight. I'm talking about big. These shorties went from looking, pretty stacked, brick house, to big and nasty, right? This one joint on the Tinder I'm talking about, like I said, on Tinder, I guess she was using old pictures from like 2019, maybe from the top of 2020. And I'm going to keep it a stack. Most you black dudes, listen, this is probably what you like. Yo, she was a yellow bow. I'm talking about cake batter. You feel me? I'm talking about lemon pound cake. She was bright, body, face, all that. Most you dudes will see those pictures and like, yo, listen, I'm on that. I'm cuffing that. I'm locking that down, bro. Listen, now that's all me. Listen, you go to her Instagram where she had like the few updated pictures. I'm talking about big, big. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, why would you put it's one thing to have pictures of yourself from the past on Instagram, but I mean that's obvious. But on your dating profile, it makes more sense to have updated pictures of what you look like right now. If you made a post on Instagram in 2019 and that post is still on your page, that's one thing. But your dating profile, I want to see what you look like right now, not what you used to look like. And see, one thing about them, right? They're so much into deceiving people, especially you black men, the simps. They're so much into deceiving you, into making you think about, what she was, what it could be if you invest into her. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy, but I'm looking at her pictures from her Tinder profile. I'm like, yo, why do you have these pictures from 2018, 2019, 2020 on here, deceiving guys, making them think, okay, you look like this? Or, okay, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she did have like half the pictures were updated, half the pictures were old. So again, you want guys to think about what you used to be. Again, if you invest time into me, if you help me get my diet right, if you help me work out and get fit, I can look like this again. I'm like, yo, son, who's about to invest time into that? Why are you posting pictures from 3, 4 years ago? What are you like? Come on, son. The deception is crazy. The deception is crazy, son. Now, again, these big joints, they know what they doing, bro. And I went on a whole story time right there. But listen, let me get back to the comments, right? So look at this one, the third one. Never again will I meet a girl without FaceTiming first ever again. She pulled up and got out the car funky and fat as hell. Ass crack was out when she got out, and she smelled funny when she hugged me. Listen, it's funny how you have lesbian Keishas talking about this again. Black men been dealing with this. Again, I can only imagine what black men from the past had to deal with when it came to this. At least you guys couldn't be catfished, because why? The internet wasn't around. Now, I've heard older black men talk about the party line, like guys who are probably like in their like 40s or whatever. Yeah, they talk about the party line. You used to meet shorties from the party line, or like chat rooms or something like that. I guess before the MySpace days, and you would meet the girl at this place, and when you show up to that place, she told you what she was wearing. You tried to play it off. You told her you wearing something else, and if she's wearing whatever she told you she was wearing, and you see her and she's big, you just you bounce. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny that the fact that Keishas are talking about this, it goes to show that this is a real phenomenon with them. Again, black men been dealing with this. I can think back to the early phases of high school dealing with this. Again, females was catfishing on Instagram 2013. Listen, if you was on Instagram 2013, 2014, you already know those pictures back then had a crazy filter on them, crazy edit on them. It was joints who looked light skinned. I'm sorry. It was joints who were dark skinned in real life, and then when you look at her pictures on Instagram, because it was so damn edited, and the filter was so heavy, the contrast was so high, she turned the brightness up so high in the picture, you thought she was light skinned. You feel me? Like, it was so strange back in the day meeting chicks off the Instagram. I'm like, yo, mind you, I never had an issue with dark skinned women. You feel me? That was nothing. That was never a complaint of mine. I was never one of those kind of guys to say, "Oh, you're cute for a dark skinned girl." Like, what? I never said that before. But it's one thing, you're dark skinned in real life, but on Instagram you look 2-3 shades brighter. I'm like, yo, come on, son. You feel me? And again, that ties into the self hatred I talk about all the time. You feel me? So look, next comment. As a fat girl, all my pictures on the apps are pictures showing my full body, and I even purposely put one with my double chin. I one time met up with the dude who had a full head of hair in his pictures, but we met in person and he had the Jefferson special going on. Y'all gotta be honest on these apps. If that person don't like the real you, then they aren't for you. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna keep it a stack about that. That's a stack. And I've been mentioned before. Listen, they know all the angles. Listen, them big girls, you, yo, black men, keep it a stack. When it comes to dating apps, especially for you guys who live, deep in the South. That's why I talk about because I'm like, yo, that's where most of them are at. When the stat that, 60% of them are obese and 80% are overweight, where do you think the concentration of those facts are coming from? Where do you think the concentration of those numbers are coming from? The deep South, dude. You feel me? So again, I remember seeing on the dating apps and really the dating apps. I mean, on Instagram, chicks can't really, do the whole catfishing thing for too long. Like, you already know what's good. But on the dating app, man, the shorties take pictures from like 50 yards away. You feel me? They taking pictures from Hail Mary yards away. You feel me? Like, yo, you can't even tell, like, yo, is she big? Like, you looking at the picture, you might screenshot it, go to the gallery, zoom in, like, yo, is she big? Like, I can't really tell. Again, she's wearing dark clothing, taking a picture from a certain angle. You feel me? Like, what's that side angle where they got the purse in front of the stomach and they got the arm that's like perfectly aligned to go right in front of the it's crazy, dude. Like, how do you understand how to finesse a picture that well to position your arm in a certain position to cover your stomach, and then you got the purse right there for extra protection so nobody can see the stomach? I'm like, yo, come on, son. Come on, son. And again, in my case, being a skinny guy, I don't know what it is about being skinny and big women wanting you. Do the big women feel like as a skinny guy he's desperate? Like, why the hell would a dude who's skinny go out his way to look for a big woman? Mind you, I get it. Yeah, thick is one thing, right? I'm talking about a female who's really thick. She has like the Meg Thee Stallion body. You feel me? She has the Cherokee Diaz from the early 2000s type of body. Like, that's one thing. You built like Lizzo. It was always the joints who had no type of shape. It was just BBW, meat flopping everywhere. You feel me? You take the clothes off. It's just like, what the fuck is this? You look like a blob. You guys remember Ditto from Pokemon? See, most of you dudes don't even watch that stuff, but look it up, dude. Let's look it up. Or you guys remember Snorlax from Pokemon? Like, come on, son. Who? Nah, nah, man. Again, them big joints. Even on the dating apps, it seemed like that's like the easiest people to match with. If it's anybody who's gonna be real on a dating app, it's not a bot, it's not somebody trying to scam you or something like that. It's gonna be a big woman. Oh my goodness! Hold on, look at this one right here. Next comment. In Dallas, the women at least 49 pounds heavier with skin conditions. Nah, that's a fact. I mean, I can't speak on Dallas, but I lived in Atlanta for some time. And I'm telling you, not only is the joint, right? Not only is the joint 2 to 3 shades lighter than what she appeared to be in the pictures. I'm sorry. Not only is she 2 to 3 shades darker than what she appeared to be in the pictures, not only is she bigger than what she appeared to be in the pictures, and she has bad skin. I'm telling you, I saw it all down there, dude. And you know what's crazy, right? About these big joints. And this is why I tell black men, first of all, you need discipline. You need 730 days of monk mode. You need 730 days of semen retention, because with these big girls, listen, this is how black men think. Black men think, oh, bro, listen, right now, the 10, she not calling back. The 9, she not calling back. The 8, she not calling back. The 7, she not calling back. So again, as a black man, black women have trained you to keep on lowering your standards. So guys have lowered their standards so damn low. Black men are accepting 2s, 3s, and 4s. And again, the big ones, it starts at a 3. Right? So you got the 3s and the 2s who guys feel like, well, listen, I'm in a drought right now. I haven't had no action in 90 days. I haven't had no action in 180 days. I haven't had no action in 12 months. I haven't had action in 24 months. Some of you dudes, you're so starved out. You're so desperate right now. You feel like, all right, listen, I'm going to give the big joint a chance. See, not only is you thinking like that, you have a large percentage of black men thinking the same way. Even Glocktavius Tyrone think the same way. So what you guys don't realize is those big Johns, listen, guys are not maintaining a casual sexual relationship with big women. I mean, maybe it's some dudes doing that, but most times guys aren't doing that. You might think to yourself, who's going out their way to smash big girls? Desperate men. And see, those desperate men don't realize, listen, the big John, she makes it even easier for Glocktavius and Tyrone. Again, those females still get smashed by those type of dudes. So what you don't realize is she has just as many bodies as the female who's a quote unquote 8, 9, or 10. Only difference is guys are not trying to maintain long-term situations with her. It's just a pump and dump. Those females get pumped and dumped more than anybody. So you guys don't understand what she can possibly have swimming around in her body, dude. You feel me? Dudes go smash on a big John, and again, that's supposed to be just, oh man, I had to go bust my John real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I get it, but I mean, dude, you don't want to do it with that. You might as well handle the business yourself. You know what I'm saying? But again, you dudes are smashing on these big shorties, putting yourself at risk. I mean, it's nasty work, dude. It's nasty work. I'm not gonna sit here and act holier than thou like I never did it before. Again, this is why I can talk my shit. Again, as a skinny dude, when I messed with my first big joint and I'm like, yo, listen, hold on. I did it at least 3 times just to make sure. Okay, listen, do I even like this? Would I prefer this? Even if I was down bad, even if I was in a drought, I have no options. It's 3 a.m. I ain't had no box in 36 months. You feel me? Like, yo, I just gotta get it off real quick. I'm like, listen, I'm still not doing it. I'm still not doing it. I'm still not doing it. And I can say that because why? I've done 730 days monk mode. I've practiced 730 days semen retention. I have discipline on another level that black men, most you dudes couldn't even dream of this. I have discipline on a level that most you dudes can probably only dream of. I'm turning down low quality. I'm turning down easy layups. You feel me? I mean, ain't nothing wrong with an easy layup, but an easy layup from a two? Nah, son, nah. And like I said, the skin conditions, let's keep it a stack, dude. They wear so much makeup on their faces. I mean, come on. Some of these shorties, you can see how bad the skin is underneath the makeup. I'm like, yo, why you still putting makeup on your face? Again, I'm not that, and that's not even only them. I see it amongst other groups of women as well. But them is crazy. You feel me? And I got one more. I got one more comment for you guys. Right here, this dude said, "Be a couple shades. I'm sorry. Be a couple different shades darker or lighter too." And I talked about this already before. Like I said, 2016, when it's kind of like, that's when the secret, 2016 is when the secret kind of became popular. But I did mention, like, yo, 2013, 2014, 2015, they was doing that a lot back then, bro. Even when I told the story about the dude who was in my class and he told me how the shorty from the other school, she was a big girl, mind you. We was on the cell phone for like what 2-3 hours. I'm like, yo, listen, that's why I mentioned before, like, yo, they'll have these nice voices, and you thinking, how can a big John have a voice like that? I remember back in my my PE health class back in the day, like 2013, 2014, it was this one big girl, and listen, like she had one of the softest voices I ever heard in my life, son. I'm like, damn, you got these other ones over here. You sound like Tracy Morgan, Jadakiss. You feel me? You sound like Jim Jones and Cameron. I'm like, what is this? And this shorty over here, big, 220 pounds, 240 pounds. And she sound like like a baby or something, dude. She sound like her voice is so soft, son. It's crazy. I don't know, man. But again, like I said, dude, catfishing is real. You know it's real when lesbian women are talking about it. Again, the angles from above, the filters, angles from the side, the makeup. You know what I mean? Like, yo, they go out their way to really catfish you. And hold on, there's actually one more comment. This woman's talking about, men catfish like crazy too. So she had to bring it back and spin it on men. Oh yeah, men catfish like crazy. Older pictures, headshots, no smile, mouth closed, hats and sunglasses. They lie about their height, not including terrible characteristics and bad intentions. I'm like, yo, listen, most dudes aren't doing that. Most guys are not going to that level of trying to deceive a woman, dude. Because who benefits more from that? You feel me? Like, the woman benefits more from the deception compared to the man, because, again, at the end of the day, let's keep it a stack. A female has a box between her legs. You feel me? Even these big Johns who you guys are probably, at least me, I'm not touching those big Johns, but I know it's guys out here touching the big Johns. Why do you think even on the dating apps they make it so easy? You think if she hits up 10 guys and she tells 10 guys in one night, listen, you could come through and smash, how many guys you think are coming through and smashing? Maybe if not that same night, within that same week. That's what I'm saying. If she doesn't have, if not more, the same amount as bodies, the same amount of bodies as a female who has or who is a 8, 9, or 10. It's just that guys are not keeping long-term experiences with these. Listen, have you guys ever been to like a party or a kickback where you had coworkers? I'm like, listen, they the big ones have just as many, if not more, stories to tell about men. They have more reference points to talk about when it comes to men because guys are actually dealing with them. Just because a guy like myself, just because 10% you won't do it, don't mean 65% simp and 25% Glocktavius are not doing that. That's 90% of black men. Most black men are chubby chasers. Most black men like fat women. That's the stereotype that's been associated with black women, that black men like fat women. Even when it comes to females of other groups, a fat bunny, a fat white woman, a fat Latina, a fat Asian woman, she knows, listen, men of my own group don't want me, but guess who can still possibly want me? A black man. Oh, listen, I talk too much. I talk too much ish for you dudes to handle sometimes, but let's keep it a stack. It is what it is, man. Anyways, black man, another video, another good one. Stay away from the big Jones. I'm out. Peace.